Boom. What's good? What's happening, everyone? It's your boy, Ferris Muthana. Welcome to another special edition of The Open Table. Not LGRN reviews. Not the reviews. We are not reviewing anything. I don't know why I clicked that one again. That was on accident. It is our special dinner party weekly, guys. We invite everyone to come over. Today, unfortunately, I forgot my drink, but I did bring...
I have mine.
Okay, don't show off. All right, show off. All right, but I did bring something better than a drink. These phenomenal guests we got coming up. Damn it!
What are you doing?
Sorry, see, that's why I was late. I was messing up. I was fixing my tie earlier. Now it's messing with me. All right, I gotta fix it later. I gotta fix my tie later. But enough about my tie. Enough about my tie, guys. I'm with my right hand person forever and always. Adelia, how are you?
I'm doing good, Ferris. How are you?
This tie, it's annoying me. God damn it. All right,
you fix the tie. I will bring on our guests.
No, it doesn't matter. I'll fix it. I'll fix it after the show. It brings a little, it adds more character to the situation. But without further ado, everyone, our special guests, the phenomenal, the amazing, the fabulous, Jen Kempe, and the equally phenomenal and fabulous Andres. I still don't know how to say his last name. I'm gonna get down to the bottom of this tonight. Gallegos. Hit it. So Andres.
Hi guys.
The attempt was made.
I'll give you props for that, all right? But I'll take some points off because of the tie.
But he is equally fabulous. So,
yes. Well, Andre, first question. How the hell do you say your last name? All right.
Gallego.
Gallego.
I told you.
Yeah.
Like, do you do ga or do you guy? God, I've heard both. Okay, I'm with him all the time, and I've heard both. So I haven't got a straight answer.
You've heard it both from my mom
yes.
too.
Say it, Adelia.
So for the record,
I was still closer than you were.
Gallego.
Gallego.
It's Gallego.
There you go.
Good. Thank you. You know what?
There you Gallego.
You didn't. You know what? I want to call out Nerd Chronic because he messed me up because that's how I said it, right?
You mean you're paranoid about it, right?
I still give Eric a little bit of a hard time about this every now and again. He always says Gallegos. like he's like, he speaks it perfectly, but then when he types it, he always adds the S at the end.
Well, you set yourself up for that because the Gallaghost situation.
That's also true.
Ghost. People remember your handles. That's part of the problem.
Yeah.
I just thought you like Legos.
We love you, Eric.
You don't like Legos? Do you like Legos?
I like Egos.
Yeah.
I like Egos.
I love Egos.
I never had Legos growing up.
Really?
Yeah, I was very
it's
very
become more of an
deprived as a
adult
child.
thing now. So,
Very deprived as a child.
It's fun.
If it wasn't, if that statement wasn't as disturbing, I've seen more people with like the giant Lego sets.
Have you been to the store lately? They're like $50 and up. Like there's nothing below other than like.
Yeah, I went to Target, I almost bought one at Target. Right, I was gonna buy one before
They have good stuff there.
Yeah. Target's amazing. I usually go there to waste time before I go to the movie theater, which is like right next door.
I did the same exact thing.
But, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean. I just so like I was because I was waiting for Oppenheimer. You know what I mean? I was like, I gotta make sure I gotta get on time, right? But I got there like 30 minutes early. So let me just walk across the street real quick. So I walked across the street real quick. I bought some Post-its, and some tape, and then weird combination. I don't know why. I needed Post-its.
Very practical.
Yeah, you're very businesslike. I like it.
I have all that stuff in front of me right now.
Yeah, and then but on my way to get the Post-its and the tape, I walked by the toy section and I saw a big old pirate ship.
Yeah.
It was a Pirates of the Caribbean Lego set, Jack Sparrow. I was like, you know what? Not today, Satan. Not tempting me today. All right? Not today. Okay? I already spent $30 on the movies. I can't spend $50 on some Legos. It's not happening.
I wish I had that amount of self-control every time I go through the toy section in Target, as she could attest to. Just how much stuff I have.
He doesn't have the Legos though, but he does.
But I got the collectibles, and I will say I kind of blame Mike Kalinowski because I dog sat for him last year, and then immediately as soon as I was in there, he had all these hot toys, and all my life I was going, no, those are going to be way too expensive for me to have. And then I was literally sitting by them for like about a week, and then I was like, Oh no,
They were talking to you in your sleep.
I've never talked to Mike
really
Kalinowski. Never spoken to that man. Heard great things about that guy. Heard great things.
Oh yeah, he's a good guy.
Heard he was Indiana Jones.
He's a very good Indiana Jones.
Heard he was Batman.
Anthony Perkins. Great Waterworld show.
Was that his job at Universal?
He's in the Waterworld show, which is an excellent stunt show.
Hey, is Anthony Perkins Kevin Costner?
Anthony Perkins. He's when you do the studio tour. One of the sites is the Psycho House. So Anthony Perkins plays Norman Bates. So Mike is technically a psycho. So
Which is always funny because every year at Halloween Horror Nights, all my buddies, they all start taking photos in front of the house.
It's Mike.
And then like no one even knows him out like in the Schmodown or anything like that. It's just regular friends of mine who just go to Universal Hollywood, and then they're like, oh, we took a photo with Norman Bates. And I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm like, it's like if you went to the Wizarding World and you met up with the train conductor.
Yep.
And the train conductor.
I was so mad I didn't
none other than El Pollo Loco himself, John Roca. If you know what I mean, he was also in an El Pollo Loco commercial as well. As well as he was also in a juice commercial. It's like you get your boost.
I don't know that one.
I
don't know that one.
I heard it. It's amazing. I heard it. I don't compliment John Roca a lot, but you know what? You sir got a good strong voice for the voiceovers, my man.
Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you, man.
Yeah.
We'll see if he can pronounce my name correctly someday.
Yeah. Speaking of speaking of messed up names,
he calls me Adelia.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So he just pulls a substitute teacher with all your names. He's
like, you know what, man? You know what?
Res.
These teachers, bro. These teachers, they'd be like, guys, forgive me. I may screw up your names for the first month. I'm like, wait, what? Huh? For the first month? Like, come on. Like, let's be real here, okay?
It's a hard life out there for teachers.
Yeah, it is. It is. I respect them. I respect them. You know,
I had a teacher in high school with a very smart idea on how to memorize everyone's names. She came in the first day of school with her camcorder and she recorded us saying our names. And then she went home, and after the first week, she had us all down.
See, that's smart. That's a good idea.
It's a good idea, but also it's like, does she keep the tapes after every year?
Yeah, Andres.
All we said was our name and what class period we were in.
Sorry, that's where my mind goes every time. Camcorders, kids.
That's smart.
Yeah. Everything it says about making their skin into jackets. Dude, you have a question, right?
That's what the diploma, that's what your graduation outfit is. It's kids. It's made of all the kids each year.
Jacket.
Oh my god. Oh, Adelia, Adelia had a question actually, and then she froze.
I'll get you on the show.
There we go.
She's back. Oh, Adelia.
Oh, am I back?
You're back. Yes,
you're back.
You're back.
Stupid internet. My internet sucks. This will happen throughout the show. I want to hear about you guys' dog. Please tell me about your dog.
Yes. Our little baby Brody, who is right behind me in a very precarious position.
Brody.
He is we know there is a black lab in him. And the rest is a mystery. If anyone knows, like I've been online and looking at dogs, and I'm like, yeah, maybe that's it. But he's our baby. We got him. He's an April Fool's dog. We literally got him on April Fool's Day. So we've had him for almost 5 months now.
About 5 months.
About 5 months, coming up on 5 months. We think his birthday's in October, whatever. So he's entering his teen stage, so he's getting a little rebellious now.
He's very rebellious.
Which we were telling Adelia that he's in trouble because he chewed up the rug literally an hour before we hopped on here while I was in the shower. Oh, no. And that's the first really destructive thing he's done. So he's a very good boy, and he's like a celebrity at our condo complex because there's tons of dogs here, but he's like the only puppy, so everyone's obsessed with him. And he has a little girlfriend next door, a little corgi named Roxy. He loves her. She's okay with him. But yeah.
With him, with Roxy, with him, it almost just kind of feels like she's almost testing him in order to sort of be like, all right, well, how much crap could I give him before he actually starts to make a move type of thing?
He's very lazy, so we're gonna literally pick him.
He's very lazy, but he's also very heavy.
He's very heavy. He has grown by astronomical amounts since we got him.
What?
This is our baby.
He's so cute.
Say hi, Brody.
Brody.
He's a good boy. You want to say hi to the people? But yeah, as you see, he has a permanent tuxedo on. He's a very good boy.
So great.
But yeah, he's like surprisingly really quiet. Because originally, like they were saying, like, oh, he's a hound, so he might whistle a lot of like whine all the time. But he doesn't. It's good.
Quiet is good.
The apartment.
Yeah. Like if we leave, he'll whine for a little bit, but then he's fine. But he has all the toys and all the treats, so he's very spoiled. But he's a precious little angel. I mean, look at that face. Look at him.
He's so cute.
Yeah.
I'm a dog person. I have 2 dogs myself, and quiet is good.
Yes.
Because one of my dogs will literally bark at anything.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, no, he's calm, but he does tend to. Anytime there's someone out in the hallway, he won't like bark. He'll just make this like.
It's almost like he's like an old man, like harumphing when they wake up, like, what's going on? That's about it. But no, he's very good. He's a good boy, but
he's a good dog.
He's a good dog.
What made you guys want to get a dog? Like,
honestly, I blame Eric and Drew. I do. I blame Eric and Drew because whenever I would go to visit, we'd go hang out with them and play Unmatched.
Mm-hmm.
And as everyone's probably aware by now, they have so many cute dogs over at that house. And every time we went, I'm like, I've never had a dog. Like growing up, both of my brothers were allergic at the time, so we couldn't really have a dog. I've only had fish, and that's really boring. Meanwhile, Andres did have a dog and is a dog walker, dog sitter for a lot of times, so he's very good with dogs. And
I have the scars to prove it.
Yeah. But yeah, hanging out with Eric and Drew, like I literally would lean over to Andres. I'm like, can I just like fit Topa in my purse? I was like I think she can with me. So yeah. So we always knew it's like as soon as we move, when we were picking out a place to live, I was like, okay, it's kind of become a deal breaker. I told my real estate guy, I was like, we kind of need to have a place with a dog because it's going to happen. I was like, I don't know when, but it happened a lot sooner than we thought.
Yeah.
Because we literally moved in March 1st and we got him April 1st. So we had a month of dogless days and then he came. And we are so happy we love him. So he's a good boy.
He's part of this place.
Yes.
Well,
Where
speaking
did
of
you guys come up with the name Brody?
Oh. If you can see my shirt,
Jaws?
he's named after my favorite movie, or one of your favorite movies, Jaws. He is Chief Brody because we live in Massachusetts. Like we've both been to Martha's Vineyard where they filmed Jaws, and he just looked like a Brody. We had a long list of names, but we kept coming back to that. I was like, it's a good name for a dog.
It's better than the name they gave him originally.
Oh yeah,
Woodstock.
he originally, because he's a rescue. He's a Mississippi dog. That's why he's a Southern gentleman. But he was found with another dog. At this point, I'm like, I'm not even sure if they were related because they kind of look different. But he was found with another dog, and that one looked like Snoopy. So that one was called Snoopy, and Brody was called Woodstock for the period of time that they had him. And then even when we picked him up at the shelter, they were like, you're going to change the name, right? We were like, yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
They literally, like, they didn't want to call him Woodstock. They were calling him Woody. I was like, no, he's not Woody. Come on. So, yeah.
Woodstock. That's a solid name, yo.
I mean, it's fun. Like, one of the guys there was, like, older. Mostly at the rescue was mostly younger girls. But there was one older guy. He's like, you know Woodstock? Like, 70s Woodstock. And I was like, I don't think that's what the name was after, but I like the...
Yo, man, hey, y'all said Martha's Vineyard, man. Okay. Who here thought Martha Stewart owned Martha's Vineyard? Okay, right? Who here thought that?
I mean, she has the money, so
that's what I thought growing up.
Have a place on Martha's Vineyard.
I thought Martha Stewart was so rich, like, cause I saw her everywhere, right? I'm like, yo, this woman is like rich as like her and the racist one. What's the racist one name?
Paula Deen.
Paula Deen, yeah.
Not to pull her up, but I'm pretty sure you're talking about Paula Deen.
Yeah, Paula Deen.
The racist Martha Stewart.
Right. Wait, no, not sorry at all. So alleged racist, so we don't get sued. So I saw her and Paula Deen all the time. Like they were like plastered on my TV because I used to watch the Cooking Network all the time. You know what I mean? As you know, as 10-year-olds do.
It's only because
your
mom
really
just watching it in the background, right?
I'll be honest with you. It wasn't because of my mom. I just turned that on. I used to watch Duff's Cakes.
Oh
Iron Chef. Yeah, Iron Chef America.
There he is.
Yeah.
There we go.
And then I elevated to Beat Bobby Flay. And then I watched Chopped.
None of this surprises me.
See, I used to watch the Iron Chef when like they used to think Bobby Flay was like the American rebel, where like there was a whole like fiasco when he.
I used to watch.
He jumped on top of the cutting board and was like, "Oh, the decorum."
Yes, I remember that.
Iron Chef when it was the imported ones from Japan.
Yeah,
that was way better.
I literally still use that with my brother. Of like when they were doing Iron Chef, they would have like an interjecting guy like to give you information of what you're looking at, and he would always go, "Scusa." So I do that with my brother. I still got scusa, like when I have a question.
So yeah, when I would watch Iron Chef, right? Mark Dacascos, Zero from John Wick 3. And
that's right.
Yeah, and the gangster from Warrior season 3. Go watch Warrior. By the way.
I haven't had a chance to see it.
Amazing.
I've heard a lot of great things.
Yeah, so he would be like, and the secret ingredient, cinnamon. I'm like, yes, cinnamon, yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. So like, yeah, man, I used to see them all the time, bro. And I'm like, yo, these women is rich. Like they is rich. I didn't understand the concept of how do you make money on TV yet. Cause I thought, everyone on TV was like extremely rich. I thought my local news guy was rich. You know what I mean? I was like, that man is loaded. So like, I'm like, yo, man. And then I was like, oh, Martha's Vineyard. I was like, yeah, that's Martha Stewart's Vineyard. And I told everybody that was Martha Stewart's Vineyard. And they were like, you're an idiot. And I'm like, what? I was like, she doesn't own a vineyard.
I mean, if you've ever been like the whole housing, like it's very much her style. So it was
like saying, right? I thought she was like rich as hell. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be her best friend. And then she became friends with Snoop instead. And I was like, oh, still cool.
Which is the best combination ever. Yeah. I don't know how that happened. Who introduced them? Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's like it's one of those things that's almost like peanut butter and chocolate. Like you're like those two things separate are really good by themselves. And then all of a sudden when you put them together, you're like, I never knew I've always wanted that in my entire life.
Yeah, man. It's like those peanut butter Nutella sandwiches. Yeah, man, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh. With the bananas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you cut up some bananas, you put one side Nutella, one side peanut butter, put the banana on the Nutella side, and then you just smash it.
I gotta start.
It's all those cooking shows. He knows the tips.
Yeah, man. Yo, Alton Brown was on Hot Ones. I'm like, people were like, oh my God, he got Shaq. Oh my God, Charlize Theron's on this. My ass was like, yo, he got Alton Brown. He got Alton Brown. Yeah, Alton Brown. Alton Brown doesn't know how much he means to me.
Well, now
Brown, I love you. Yeah, and then now it's just the Guy Fieri. Yeah, now it's the Guy Fieri network. It's just 24/7.
You're not a fan of Flavortown?
I'm a fan of Flavortown a bit, but I don't want to watch Flavortown for 10 straight hours.
It's true.
Where's my Chopped? Where's my Duff's Cakes? Where's my
I missed that one. I really like that one.
Yeah, man. I remember once they made a cake.
It was just a bakery that made cakes.
Yes, in Maryland.
They made really cool cakes.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I missed that one. Like, granted, every single like Food Network thing I used to watch way back when the day was always funny enough whenever I was dog sitting, doing the overnights over at the clients' houses, because they always had cable. So I'd always just sit there and just watch Food Network and like all the late night shows as well too. And then that was the only channels that they had. These people never even heard of HBO. So it was like really disconcerting when I just came into their house one day and then there's like a giant Game of Thrones box set when Game of Thrones season 1 got big. Yeah, and it was like every single person had that freaking box set. And I'm like, you guys only watch Food Network, Jimmy Kimmel, and oh my God, what was the other one?
Craig Ferguson.
Craig Ferguson, Jon Stewart. Yeah. So yeah.
Hey man, can we talk about how Craig Ferguson was the best person on TV when he was on TV?
Yeah.
Look, I went through a period where I was unemployed and I actually stayed up late, and that was like the thing that I would watch. I'm like, I gotta stay up and watch Craig.
I watch compilations on YouTube of him.
Yeah.
Shout out to the YouTube channel Jay Leno Fly. He has like just compilations of it. It's just how to flirt with beautiful people, and it's like just Craig Ferguson flirting with all his guests. But it's not like creepy, like he's like a zoid type flirt, and it's just like very good, wholesome flirt.
Yeah. He was one of the best, like, off the cuff people.
Yeah, man, he was amazing
of all time. Like my favorite stuff on his show is always when things would go wrong. Of just like he'd be making fun of himself. Him and Conan, like they do that. Yeah, that's why I like them the most.
Yeah, they would roll into it sometimes. So like even in like the big mistakes, like even Conan would sort of just do the stuff where it's like he would mishear a story and then he'd just be like, I just heard that.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah. And he always has to remind the audience that he's a Harvard graduate. And he messed up that badly on air in front of millions of people.
I missed when, like, it's Craig, if you're not familiar with Craig Ferguson's show, he used to have all the late night people have like a sidekick person. And his sidekick person was Jeff the robot. And it used to be in the beginning that he literally just hit seat. There you go.
Yes.
It used to be that they just had like a soundboard and he only had a couple of the sayings to say. And that made it much more funny of like he kind of knew what he could work with. And then they switched it to just a guy talking and it wasn't as good. And the robot was made by Grant from Mythbusters, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not.
Grant Imahara made Jeff the robot. If you weren't familiar with that,
man, my favorite late night moment is when Jennifer Gardner was on Conan, right?
Yes.
And she corrects him on something, right? She was like, that's
not
a word, Conan.
What I think it was.
Yeah, it's not a word. He's like, and you're supposed to be a Harvard educated grad. And I'm like, oh, she owned him. And then he pulls out his big ass dictionary and slams it on the table. And he's like, and he says, I don't remember what the word was.
Yeah, I think it was he said snuck. And she was like, snuck isn't a word.
No word.
Sneak.
Yeah. And he was like, snuck. The past tense of sneak.
And she's just like, she to be fair, like she made the bit work.
Yeah,
because some people she got visibly like she was playing it up. It was fantastic.
Yeah,
she took it like a pro.
Yeah. My other favorite moment is like when Nicole Scherzinger was on the TBS one, right? And he's just she's talking and he's watching her, right? Then she was like, all right, Conan, up here, okay, up here. Like she accuses him of looking at her breast, and he's like, what? What are you doing? I was like, no, I wasn't even looking at your breasts.
He's like at that point.
Yeah, and he's like, and then he's like, but can you blame me?
Yeah.
He's like, I was like, it's all funny. See, I also grew up watching all that stuff. You know what I mean? I remember when Conan was screwed over.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I remember.
That was like the first time I was like, oh my God, people can actually grow beards that big now?
He looked good in the beard. I'm not going to lie. There was a promo that he did where he was washing a car with the beard. And I was like, damn, Conan, all right.
I see you ginger pasted man. Respect. My favorite thing is when Jay Leno came back on and said, guys, don't blame Conan. It's not Conan's fault. And everyone was like,
no one's
blaming Conan. What are you talking about?
No one was ever saying
No one was blaming Conan.
Yeah, and then David Letterman was like, guys, Jay Leno told us not to blame Conan. Paul, don't blame Conan, Paul. God, I won't blame Conan. Yeah, it's not Conan's fault. Definitely not. And Jay Leno, because Jay Leno is a, kind of, what's the troll people, and is a little pissed off at NBC for not giving him the Tonight Show. He's like, yeah, let's not blame Conan. Let's not blame him. Yeah. Tonight shows, man, they used to mean something.
Yeah.
Now they just do party games and don't talk to people and the guests
throughout most of the entire episode, like certain hosts.
Like the only
Jimmy
one
Fallon.
I still watch is I still watch, like, right now they're all on strike, so you can't see any of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I used to, like, I wouldn't stay up to watch the actual shows. I'd see the YouTube clips afterwards and watch Steve Carell's monologues, because he's got good writers. Yeah, and he knows how to. Again, I like people that make fun of themselves.
So Steve Carell?
Not Steve Carell. Steve Colbert.
Steve Colbert.
To be fair, he's friends with Carell, and he has him on the show a lot, and it's fantastic. Whenever he has Carell on, whenever he has John Oliver on, it's fantastic. And Jon Stewart when he does come back.
Yeah, Stephen Colbert and Steve Carell, they were both the ambiguously gay duo on
That's
SNL. Yeah, so there you go.
Mm-hmm. My favorite one was always of the current crop when he was still. I was always a Conan guy.
Yeah,
Conan was my guy.
Yeah, once he went off, it was like,
man. That's because he started phasing it out. He kind of he went from talk show to kind of podcast. Now the show he was doing on TV is now his podcast. Like Conan Needs a Friend.
Yeah.
That's basically what he did the last couple years, where he would come out in a jean jacket, like a Canadian tuxedo.
He's been having that like leather jacket for like a decade. Yeah.
Yeah. Then he came out with a jean one, like that was like dark blue, and like he started his like first guest of the new revamp show was Mark Maron. I'm like,
oh, that's pretty good.
I was like, yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. My favorite one is when he took his intern to a driving test. And he brought Ice Cube and Kevin Hart with him.
Every time he does a remote, it's perfection. I particularly love whenever he does stuff with Jordan, the producer, who talks like this and is very serious all the time. Like literally, like there's clips. I even saw a clip today of someone misconstruing that it was not a bit, but like an actual thing that happened. He's a big, like Jordan's a big Star Wars nerd, so they had him go interview Harrison Ford and try to sign a Lego Death Star, and Harrison Ford knocks it over. Yeah. And it's a bit, but people were like, "That's awful," and I'm like, "It's a bit."
It's a bit, but as someone who has seen my roommate like literally spend 6 or 7 days building a Lego set,
it takes a long time.
It takes a long time,
and it circles back to Legos. There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Before we get off of this, my favorite thing was when Craig Ferguson had the fake CBS exec on.
CBS Cares.
Oh, CBS Cares. CBS Cares. Because I think it actually because I think in an actual exec was like, yeah, what the hell is Craig doing? Yeah. And then I think Craig was like, okay. Then
because he's like, I'm on late enough, but people don't catch it right away.
Exactly. Then he made it a bit, and he was like, the CBS executive. I think her name was Sharon. She wasn't an actual exec.
Yeah.
She would just like act like one. And then my favorite thing is like when the actual like producer of the show is like standing right next to him, he's just laughing his ass off. But Adelia, you have a question for the amazing duo.
Yeah, you guys just drove across the country earlier this year, didn't you?
We did.
What was that like?
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. It's stressful because we didn't just drive across the country. We literally moved his entire belongings with us. Like I played because like I was hopping back and forth to come visit because at the time I was working remotely, so I can do that. I'm working from home. So I like the last couple of trips, I literally would fly and fill up suitcases and take it back with me. But even still, he had a lot of stuff. So you have a Honda Fit.
Yeah.
Honda Fit, which not a big car, but a pretty spacious hatchback situation.
But it's got really decent room when you put down the seats. Yeah.
And we totally pushed that to the limit. I don't think a Honda Fit has ever been filled more. So I'm sure we exceeded every weight limit that they ever tried on this car.
Yeah.
So he couldn't see out the back. And we originally were going to trade off who's driving, but we filled the car so much, and I got snacks because I love snacks. The snacks were literally like jammed by my feet, and he could not fit his legs in there. So I'm like, I guess you're driving the whole time. But it was pretty good. But it was funny though, because when we did go, it was like the first snowstorm that like California had in like years or something. It was like, the morning we left.
In like 20 years, like as we are leaving by, we're seeing like a snowstorm come right in, and it's like, okay, all right, well that's
once he left state lines, it all went to hell. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, it was fun though. Like we were mostly just driving, but we did stop in Vegas because he'd never been there, so we hopped out and ran around for a little while. And we stopped in Chicago for a full day because I had never been there, and he used to live there, and it was awesome. I love Chicago.
Showing her all around town, everywhere, all my old stomping grounds, and she watched me have a midlife crisis as I was walking through and seeing all my favorite places.
Turned into Targets. Everything was a Target. Yeah. I don't know why Chicago has so many Targets. They're like on every corner. It's weird.
It was like, here's my first job in Chicago. Wait, it's a Target now. All right, well, do you want to go visit my old apartment complex? Oh, look, it's a Target now. Oh, goodness.
Hey, speaking of Target.
Yeah, right back to Target.
Sponsor us.
Sponsored by Target.
There you go. Target.
But Target cares.
But the thing is that like when we talk about like, oh, it was difficult or something like that, I would say probably the only thing that was really difficult about the trip was just basically just the road itself and just everything that happened.
We did have an incident.
Oh my God. Oh man. See, okay.
Why don't you guys just, like rent out a truck?
it would have
We
been.
did all the options in terms of money and everything, and it was like, we want to make sure he has his car, so you have to ship the car, but if you try to just ship a car, you can't fill it up. So then it was like, oh, money-wise, it's adding up all these different things. Because like, we have to get we have to get all his stuff, and we have to get the car.
Yeah.
So this was the best thing. And at the same time, it was like, we get to spend time together.
Yeah. Which
adventure. We're like the Muppets.
if only we could travel by, what was it?
Travel by map.
Travel
we
by map.
We kind of did. At the end of each day, you would post the map of how far we had gone. And we were making pretty good time, except for once we hit right just outside of Denver.
Yeah, right outside Colorado, which we had, oh my God, like there was no overhead lights while we were driving through the mountains. So like it literally just almost felt like we could just literally drive off a cliff at any point in time. So I was going about as slow as I possibly could. And the thing is, you have about like 9 or 10 people right behind you.
And they're all semis. Like once the sun goes down, it's all semi trucks. That's all it is, especially in the Rocky Mountains. So Rocky Mountain roads suck.
Oh yeah, no. And oh my God, but probably the biggest like hurdle that we had to go through on the trip was when I hit a pothole. The hubcap came off, and then as we were driving, I get this warning on my tire, basically saying like, "Oh, the tire pressure is gone." And then we pull over, and the outside of the rim is completely bent, and it is leaking out air. It won't even keep air in for more than 10 minutes.
And of course, at the time it's almost midnight.
Yeah.
And it's dark, and it is freezing out, and he's not wearing a jacket because he's California. So I'm literally like in like a Venture Brothers wool blanket, like standing over him, and like as he's checking the tire. But we managed to at least get it to, we almost got stuck in like a really expensive little ski resort town because we're in the middle of the mountains. There's nowhere to go. You can only follow the road. So it's like, okay, let's try to get as far as we can. And I'm looking on the hotel website and everything of like, okay, so if we go like 20 more miles, we'll save $600. Do you think we can make it? Yes. Okay. So we did. But yeah, we got stuck in Denver for like a day longer than we intended to, but it was fun because we got to see his old friend Skylar, and that was great. So
yeah, no, my
Denver's Skylar, very nice.
12 years,
well, the only things we saw in Denver are a Target and a Panera and the Firestone outside of Denver. Don't put the Firestone outside of Denver.
Yeah.
Oh God!
Keep skipping back to Target.
We had a nice time in the Target. We were playing Tetris. It was fun.
We were playing on the little switches.
They have the little things that are attached to the TVs. We were just doing that for a while.
Yeah, and oh my goodness, and it was just funny because my friend Skylar, who we've been friends for over 15 years by this point, and we met in college, and we went through a lot of thick and thin, and we basically just after class every day we would just go to Target and just go grab something to eat or something like that. And then the other thing that was hilarious was the fact that I remember doing all that stuff when I was sleep deprived, and then because of this entire incident, I didn't fall asleep at all.
You didn't sleep at all that night?
Yeah, because I was literally Googling every single possible place I could take my car to the second that they open at like 7 a.m. and all that other stuff. And then literally
we had this like triangle of consultants because like our parents were both aware of everything that we were doing, and his dad's a mechanic down in Florida, and my dad is a handyman up in here in Massachusetts. So like they're all like going like, what does it look like? So like constant information.
Wait. What's the difference between a handyman and a mechanic?
Well, no, it's more of like he's a fix-it guy. Of like he's an engineer.
Yeah.
So he likes to fix everything. So he's a big like.
Oh, is he like Howard from The Big Bang Theory?
Not necessarily.
I don't watch Big Bang Theory, so I can't help you there.
No, because Howard is a theoretical physicist.
Yeah, he's retired now, but he was a civil engineer with water management. So, but he's like just.
Howard ain't a theoretical physicist, Andres. No, he wasn't. He's an engineer. He's a mechanical engineer.
He made stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sure.
That was
side with Ferris. I don't care.
All right, go ahead. Side with Ferris.
Well, the entire bit was Sheldon, who is the theoretical physicist, made fun of Howard for being an engineer. It's like, oh, he's an
Yeah.
engineer.
Oh, that's right.
That sounds
He's an
right.
engineer.
I
That
haven't,
sounds like something they do.
I haven't seen that show in about 10 years. Like the one we talked about it earlier today.
He showed me one episode because while we were in California one time, we did the Warner Brothers studio tour where they kind of take you through a bunch of stuff. And there was one particular little locale they have is like the front of a movie theater. And they used it in a couple of episodes, Big Bang, when they're going to see Indiana Jones or something. It's like, and you're like,
seconds.
That's where Sheldon got jumped in Big Bang Theory. I'm like, okay. So I was like, I clearly got to watch this episode. So.
I'll say this, man. I watched all 12 seasons in like 2 weeks.
You know, I did the same thing too, right when HBO Max was coming out as well. But like,
wait. HBO Max or Max?
I'm not
HBO
changing.
Max.
I'm not changing.
No, I know, but like the initial launch or the
initial launch.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
because the initial launch.
I mean, I remember like when they got the rights to Big Bang Theory, that was like front and center every time I opened it up. But
the first thing I did when HBO Max became HBO Max from HBO Now, I watched every single Harry Potter movie. Sat down and I watched all of them.
Yeah.
Watched them all in a day. Well, 2 days.
Yeah.
Was it a day? A day and a half.
Yeah.
Always. Oh, I mean, I don't know why, but those movies are always just kind of like, you know,
They're so little in the beginning. It's so cute.
Yeah. No, and I used to think ABC Family made those movies.
I mean, I love that used to be a joke. Like,
let me tell y'all.
There's a big button of hit the Harry Potter marathon.
Yeah.
I
think it's let me tell you what young Ferris used to think. You know what I mean? It's like, like every was it October? It had to be. I think it was October. It was like every October.
The 31 days of Halloween or whatever thing.
No, that was on Disney Channel.
I think that was the Disney Channel.
I don't know. Freeform did Halloween for like 2 months. I swear.
Well, initially, it was just 1, 2. It was 1 and 2, and then they're like, now premiering
We got
Prisoner of Azkaban. I'm like, this is a new Harry Potter movie, even though it's been out for like 2 years. I didn't even know. It's like, guys, the new Harry Potter's out. The new Harry Potter's out. And then it was 1, 2, and 3, not knowing that 4 is already out. And then the following year, 1, 2, 3, and 4, I watched them all marathon wise. And then I had never seen them ever in theaters. I've only seen them on ABC Family. I'd never seen them ever. I also have never seen a Fast and the Furious in the movie theaters either.
I mean, I didn't see them in the theater until Fate of the Furious. I was late to the game with. I'm a member of the family now. I am definitely a member of the family. He can attest to this because I lost my shit in the most recent movie. But no, I took a long time to get on board. When it hit 7, I was like, "This isn't going away, is it? So I should probably see what it's all about." And I I rented them from the library, and I was sitting down to watch, and my brother just happened to be in the room at the time, so we both got obsessed with them. Because I was like, if someone had told me at the beginning of this that the first one is literally just Point Break, but with stealing like DVD players instead of surfing, I would have watched it. So but it has definitely evolved since then. But it's a great franchise. It really is.
It's a messy
franchise. I saw an advanced screening for Fate of the Furious in this big theater, full house. Everyone was losing their minds, particularly in the plane scene with the baby. Fantastic. So,
that scene was awesome. I'm not going to lie to you. That was awesome.
I seem to be in the minority of I like the stupidest ones the best. So I know everyone's like Fast 5 is amazing, and I'm like, I like 6 and 8. It's because I'm
8. Jen, Jen, 6. I think 6 is better.
He does the flying head button in 6, okay, and that's the best thing ever.
I do like 6.
I like 6.
You had just gotten a board game for your brother for his birthday, and it's literally all the set pieces from 6.
Yes, anyone who's a fan of Fast and Furious franchise and board games, it's made by Funko, which is hilarious. But you essentially, it's a co-op game. You're working together. We completely failed the team because we failed to read our things correctly. So we totally should have won. We lost. But it's like you're trying to do the things that they do in the movie. So you're trying to stop the tank, take down the chopper, steal the. It's really funny. It's a great game.
It's a great
even though we completely blew it.
We botched it and then literally.
I had an excuse. I was making food. I don't know what you're doing.
It's one of those things where with board games in particular, I have to start playing the game before.
It's a lot of information you gotta take when it's a new game.
But yeah, I just remember your brother right afterwards was like, because of the fact that you guys screwed up, you guys are going to be
next time he was like Tej
Roman.
All I say is this, man, as a franchise, 1 through 7 as a franchise, I'll throw an 8 there. 1 through 8 as a franchise. I think it's the best franchise in the world. 1 through 8. Wait, scratch that. Star Wars exists. I apologize.
I mean, in consistency, I wouldn't.
No.
Yeah.
Let me retract that.
I would like, because going into Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Yes.
We rewatched all the Mission Impossible movies, and I would argue that is probably the most consistent in terms of quality.
Yeah.
And that includes 2. 2 is stupid. It's different. John Woo film. It's just John Woo.
No, some people love 2. No. Hey, my second favorite franchise, Mission Impossible.
It's really solid all the way through.
I'm also that weird individual that actually watched the TV show.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I really like the show.
I'd only seen a couple episodes of the TV show before I even saw the first movie.
Because they kind of changed it up.
The thing is, like both franchises, they do have that very just mixed 2. Like, not a lot of people like Too Fast, Too Furious nearly as much as the rest of the franchise.
I love 2. 2 is my shit.
2 has some hilarious moments, like Paul Walker's dialogue.
Roman, so that's the best thing.
Yes,
about it.
It brought us Roman, but it brought us a very weirdly written Brian, where he's like talking to the street. He's like, "Yo, let it go, cuz."
Yeah.
It's like I got
fired. Also, too, if he wanted to shoot you, he would have shot you, son. Like, hey, what is going on here, dog? I'm fucking with this. He pulls out the gun. He's like, if he shot you, you would have been shot. James Remar. I was like, James Remar.
Oh my god. Oh man.
Pockets ain't empty, cuz. Ejectocito,
we ain't hungry no more.
We ain't hungry no more. I love it, man. I ain't going back to Barstow. Wait, what's wrong with Barstow?
Oh no! You know what's my favorite one?
Yeah.
Hey, Cito Ejecto, cuz.
That's my favorite one. I love that one.
Cito Ejecto. Oh,
yeah. He's in the cut.
I've never seen any of them.
Yeah, well, you know what? You should.
I know. I promised you someday I'd watch them when the.
You know what's funny? Over. You know what's funny? I watched your favorite franchise, but you don't want to watch mine. I
said I'd watch them when the franchise is over.
But I've already watched Lord of the Rings.
I appreciate that.
My franchise is over, Ferris.
Yeah.
Your franchise is not.
Well, both of my franchises are still going. Mission Impossible ain't that one.
All right, I'll watch
with the box office of this year.
No, don't you dare.
No.
Look, it is not Tom Cruise's fault. Okay,
it
is a fantastic movie.
That is Paramount.
I think it was scheduling. If Paramount says, "Oh, this movie bombed because no one cares about the movie," it's like, no, you put it 2 weeks before the biggest global pop culture event that was ever gonna happen.
Yeah.
You expect them to survive Barbenheimer?
Yeah, this is why every studio needs to have one terminally online person to let them know, hey, there's kind of a thing going on. It's called Barbenheimer. It's gonna be a thing.
You should really push this up.
Yeah. Like that's the reason that like Barbenheimer worked and Morbius did not. So you need someone. You need one of those interns to like be honest.
This event.
But you could also argue that Sony had a terminally online person. Then they basically went, "Oh my God, people want to see Morbius again. Put it back in there."
But that was just a lost in translation thing because it was like a sarcastic Gen Zer. That was like, totally. Put it in theaters. It'll totally.
And I think they fell for it. Yeah, man. Imagine a movie that's 3 hours. Shot on print about a scientist, a 3-hour movie, rated R science movie is making over $600 million. It's the event,
and it never hit number one.
It never hit number one.
Isn't it officially the highest?
It's the highest one. It just got that record, which is fantastic. So
it's the highest grossing second film of all time.
Yeah.
No,
because it lost to Barbie.
It lost to Barbie, but Barbie is doing
it's $1 billion.
They're both still doing fantastic.
Yeah, Barbie's got a bill.
We're having trouble going to see Ninja Turtles, because Barbie took up all the screenings. Like there's no nighttime thing other than Barbie.
I couldn't watch Oppenheimer for 2 weeks. I couldn't watch it for 2 weeks.
Oh,
because I wanted to watch it. I wanted
to get into the
70 millimeter IMAX. So I had to do it. So I had to wait 2 weeks. And you know what?
Yeah.
Thank God I waited 2 weeks because goodness gracious, that was an event. I swear to God, I felt it in my chest.
See, like on my show, Film on Tap, like everybody makes fun of me for being like, 70 millimeter IMAX. So Andres is the guy who has to go see it in 70 millimeter. Blah blah blah.
We literally couldn't.
Well, we couldn't see it in 70 millimeter, but the only thing we have closest is like an IMAX digital that actually has
give it a little respect. It's the biggest IMAX screen on the northeastern seaboard. Okay, it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Listen, I'm gonna go there so many times to see
Jordan's furniture. Okay, Jordan's furniture and Reading that.
Jen's Boston come out. Was like, hey man, put some respect.
Man,
come on, man.
No wonder why you
walk in here, man.
I do.
Sorry.
Yeah, but
no, we bought way in advance because we knew we wanted to go, and it was like we know, like we obviously we have A-list and everything because AMC baby, Nicole Kidman, you're my girl. But we were like we want to make sure we see it on the biggest screen we can, so we got them as soon it was available. He like had an eye on it, and we were like, we're just doing it. Like we're not gonna try to invite anybody else. We're just gonna go.
What's awesome about the AMC guys is so I heard there was a rumor. Not a rumor. It was definitely confirmed. It was definitely a true thing. Like you couldn't be late to that movie because they're not playing any trailers.
That sounds right. Yeah.
It happened. I thought they were joking, right? But me, I always go early regardless. I thought it was just some stupid internet thing, right?
No.
I go in there. I sit there. I'm just waiting. The movie starts like that. I'm like, whoa, that was. It caught me up. I was waiting for like trailers, like just to like chill.
Because I have timed it. Like I know for our theater, the average is 22 minutes to Nicole. So I was like, you usually have a nice buffer zone. So whenever we look at showtimes, I'm like, okay, it says this, but it's actually this.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I'm getting ready. I'm just you gotta get ready to watch cinema, right? You gotta get ready. So I'm shuffling.
I like to see the trailers. We like to guess what the arrangement of trailers will be. We're like, okay, next is gonna be.
Well, I don't do that, man. That's some movie nerd shit. I don't know what the hell that. I was just trying.
That's some showdown shit.
Yeah, what the hell? I mean, I was just trying to position the tape and the post-its in a certain pocket of the chair, just getting ready. And then as I'm getting ready, the sound design of the film slapped me in my face. Like it hit me right in the face. I'm like, hey, what the fuck was that? Like, you know what I mean? It's like a zoom. And you're like, what the fuck? And it's rain. It's rain. I'm like, why does rain sound like that? I'm like, well, I was kind of intrigued a little. You know, just raining. And I'm like, ooh, nice rain. And then I'm like, wait, oh my God, they were right. There is no trailers. And then it's the movie. But I finally saw Nicole Kidman.
Finally.
Yeah, because I usually my closest theater here is a Cinemark.
Oh, okay.
You get Danny Trejo, right?
What?
No, I get nobody. No.
Are you telling me there's like a Nicole Kidman-esque thing with Danny Trejo and I'm
No, I get Maria Menounos.
Oh, we get Maria too.
Yeah, we do get Maria, but
she's like a pre-show.
But there is a Danny Trejo opening at I forget where it is.
We're gonna look this up later. I want to see it.
Yeah, like literally, I remember sitting down and it's like literally Danny Trejo doing something similar, but taking his family to go see.
I want to see that. Oh, he actually has other people in it. That makes it a lot more interesting.
Nice.
Because Nicole's been there for way too long. I'm waiting for the part 2, the 2.0.
We like to get that new one.
Being in California, everyone cheers for Nicole. So he's been weaning off of that. Of whenever Nicole shows up, we're like, "Woo!" And I'm like, "That we don't do that here."
Yeah, it's weird. It was funny.
But they did it. They did it
for Barbie.
No. They did it for Turtles.
For Turtles.
Wait, the one show I went on my own, and I was like, you know what? I'm excited to see this. And then all the kids at the very front were just like, "Yeah, go Nicole!"
But I just noticed this when we went the other night we went to see Blue Beetle yesterday.
Yeah.
I just noticed. I lean over and go, "Where is she?" Like she walked when it gets if you've seen it, you like know the whole thing by now. Or the first shot is her walking in the rain up to the amphitheater, and she's wearing a raincoat. And she reveals like she's freaking
Nicole Kidman.
Like she reveals like she's the emperor. But then she goes in and she's wearing that fabulous suit that I want. I want that suit. I want to wear it to work. But what happened to her raincoat?
I think she just
is there a
like
she's Nicole Kidman. She's an A-list. Maybe there's a coat check that I don't know about at the AMC movie theater that like only super special people get to use.
I just found it like serendipitous and kind of funny that I finally saw Nicole Kidman because I went to see a Tom Cruise movie. I just found it also. Because I watched Dead Reckoning in that same theater.
Where Zane said, "We're here to see you." What was the movie? I'm trying to think when Nicole Kidman has been in a movie recently.
Oh my goodness!
What's she been in the last year?
Lion. I don't know.
I don't know.
The Lion's like 4 years old.
She was in The Northman.
Was that it?
But
I don't know. I wasn't there, but you told me about it.
It was The Northman.
It was The Northman. He went to go see The Northman with some of his other movie nerd friends.
Is that where one of the Skarsgårds was butt naked, full of blood?
Yeah.
He fights naked in front of a volcano. It's fantastic.
Which Skarsgård is that? Which one is that?
Fire. It's very manly. But no, it was like because she starts with "We come to this place," and his friend yelled out, "We come to this place to do you."
Nice.
Oh man!
You know she's in this new TV show.
I don't have an AMC.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fabulous. It's a very eerie commercial. Like it's a commercial. It's weird. It's a commercial for AMC theaters when you're already there. So it doesn't make much sense, but it's all about like getting you in the mood to watch movies and how much movies.
Feels like she wants me to join.
They definitely got it during the pandemic.
But that's the weird part is she's walking. It's completely empty. It's just her, and there's like really interesting imagery. There's my favorite shot is when like they show her in front of the projector, so her head is hitting projector, and it's almost like she has one of those old-fashioned Renaissance like halos behind her of the light coming through.
Yeah,
and then they kind of pan down the theater and she's just sitting there alone, just like smiling from ear to ear, like I'm here to see a movie, and it's really weird. It's really awesome.
You know what? I've seen two movies
she has, like,
in
the
empty
weirdest
theaters.
Assortment of movies that she's watching. It's like Jurassic World, Wonder Woman.
I always thought they'd update the clips.
They
did. They did once.
Yeah,
and never again. It's really weird.
Yeah.
So it's stuck on La La Land, Jurassic World, Creed 1 or 2. Is it?
It was Creed 1.
It's still Creed 1 at least.
Yeah.
But it's just weird. It's weird choices. I'm like, I don't Wonder Woman.
Yeah, but they did update it for No Way Home, and I remember seeing like when she's like, "We come here to watch our heroes," and then it's the Miles Morales scene where he's doing the "What's Up, Danger?" It's like, like honestly, if you just kept this thing in rotation with other movies, that would be fantastic. But goodness,
I'll say is this, man. I love you, Nicole Kidman.
We love Nicole.
She's also on this new TV show on Paramount Plus called Special Operations Lioness. And you know what? I thought the show was gonna be like, it's whatever. It got some heavy hitters, man.
Yeah.
Yo, Zoe Saldana's in it.
I haven't seen her in a minute. Yeah.
I haven't seen her in a minute. She was just in Guardians. She was in Avatar.
Zoe, sorry. I for some reason my mind went to Zoe Deschanel, and I haven't seen her. I haven't seen her.
Yeah, we have not seen her.
That's why. No,
there
Zoe Saldana is gold.
Who's that girl? It's Jess. So like it's Morgan Freeman's in the show.
Yeah.
Nicole Kidman's in the show. Zoe Saldana's in the show. Jill Wagner from Teen Wolf is in the show. I don't know why I put her in the same category as those three.
I'm just amazed like Morgan Freeman's still working. He's up there, and that's impressive. He's still doing it.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. I was like, I started watching the show, and I'm like, I'm very uncomfortable because this is very like. There's a scene where they hired this recruit, like, because their other asset got killed because she got caught by ISIS. You know that it's terrorism. All that jazz. Yeah. So ISIS catches her because they see she has a tattooed cross on her chest with her brother. So she's like, they're like Christian, you know what I mean? And then,
which is how we do it in this country too, right?
And then
then
Christian.
Yeah, exactly. And then so they like the very first scene is Zoe Saldana. She's like the team leader. Like she's the spook basically. She's kind of a spook. Well, she but she has a family, so she's probably not a spook. No, she's a spook because George Bush Senior was a spook, so she's a spook, right? And then she has to so she finds out her asset's been captured because she's on the sat phone with her, and she hears her asset like cry and yell, like no, don't hurt me, and then they drag her out to the courtyard, and they're like how like the shows like they're just speaking in gibberish. They're saying like, oh, this is Arabic. No, that's gibberish. But close enough, and then like they're just yelling and shit. You know, I'm like still offended. But you know, it's like, you know, they're like yelling, and then Zoe Saldana's like, okay. She orders a missile strike on the compound and she kills everybody.
Because America.
Exactly. And then she's being talked about like, okay, so like, why'd you do it? She was like, my asset was compromised. They caught her, and like, it's like, you couldn't save her? It's like, no, we couldn't have saved her. Even if we tried to save her, she would have been dead when we got there. So damn right, that's why I blew everybody up. And I was like, okay, oh, Jesus Christ. And then, you know, I am intrigued about the show, and I'm gonna watch it more.
Yeah, we haven't watched it yet, but like I know people have been really raving that one.
And then there's another scene where she gets her new asset, right? And her new assets, she moved her new asset. Her new asset used to be a stripper. And then she's had, you know,
why are you spoiling the show for them?
Okay, sorry.
She was moving her assets, guys.
I'm intrigued. I'm gonna watch it.
It's more to that, but then, you know, it gets disturbing. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's just a little disturbing episode too. It got a little crazy. It got like, hey, yo, this is crazy.
Well, we definitely have to pop that in as soon as we finish our massive rewatch of Venture Brothers, and then
our list of shows, and like it's become more shows, honestly.
Yeah,
because he works late.
Because TV
it's so late
is the superior medium.
It is.
Okay? I said it. A great TV show. A great TV show.
We're in the golden age of television, so
it's always been that way. But sure.
But yeah, like because when we got here, we started It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which I had never watched. And there's how many seasons?
15 seasons?
15 seasons. Like the most recent one was just going to start like a month ago or something, was going to start airing live. And he was like, we'll start watching and then we can watch the new one. And when it comes out, we watched the whole thing before the new season came out. Like that was it. That's all we were doing. It was like, I can't believe we just did that. Yeah. So that took up a lot of our time. And now we're doing Venture Brothers because they have the movies coming, if not already out.
It's already out.
But we're doing it over because
man, the last season. I remember that was the golden age growing up right there, man. So you'd watch Cartoon Network, you would watch the Amazing Adventures of Gumball, and regular show. And then you would probably
Aqua Teen.
No, not yet. So this is all like the child programming. It's still child programming.
Yeah, I'm a little older, so I'm more like Johnny Bravo.
No, and then yeah. And then when it hit 5 o'clock. At 5 o'clock,
Tsunami.
This thing called Adult Swim came on. You're like, what the hell?
I was always like, am I allowed to watch this? Like I was like, do I have to like tell my parents? Like,
yeah, Aqua Team
they had that
Hunger
little
Force.
Like robot guy that was like
Tom,
like he's like in between stuff. And I was like,
like Robot Chicken.
They're still going, aren't they?
They're still going, but they like that show takes so long to make.
It takes so long, and then the episodes are so short because that's the nature of stop motion. But like, it's a great show.
Yeah, then then 10-year-old Ferris is like, yo, what's Aqua Team Hunger Force? And it's just random assault, a drink and some sloppy Joe and some fries, and you're like, what is this nonsense? And you fall in love. And then you're watching that Venture Brothers, Metalocalypse. Yeah. And then when they would do some old school stuff like Birdman Coast to Coast, Birdman or Birdman Coast to Coast,
Space Ghost Coast to Coast, and
Space
Harvey
Ghost,
Birdman at Law.
Yeah.
I will never forget watching that first episode of Harvey Birdman. It's like his first case is taking on Scooby-Doo and Shaggy because they were caught with substances. You're like, wait, what?
What exactly is in a Scooby snack? Yeah. No, that was like one of my favorite shows of all time. I was like, I need you to watch all of it because
Children's Hospital is hilarious.
Like,
that's when I found out. That's why I found
do more stuff.
That's why I found out Rob Corddry. Rob Corddry is my guy.
He's also a lot more.
Yeah, he's also the co-star of the TV show Ballers.
He was in the Weird Al movie.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many people in the Weird Al movie. It's very short. Which, if you haven't seen that, it's great. We only just saw it because it was what's the stupid app it's on?
Roku.
It was a Roku movie, so it's hard to see. But we saw it for other movies.
It's actually on Roku. Yeah, they always advertise it on Morogu. And then what else? Black Jesus.
Oh my God, I love Black Jesus. I swear to pops, yo.
Yeah,
like, me and my buddy Jackie, we just kept using that so often. It was like, I swear to pops, yo, we're gonna do our community garden.
Yeah. Also, too, if you guys know me, I'm a big procedural guy. I like my procedurals.
I mean, you look like you belong in one right now.
Like, you know what, Jen? You thought, you know what, Jen? You said that like as a sarcastic comment, but I'm
serious.
I'll be like a special investigator. They call in. I mean, you got to call in the special investigator. Fair.
I can see you walking down the hallway with the cell phone. And
you know what? I have this great idea in my mind of a great procedural, but I don't want to say it out loud because people gonna steal
copyright.
Yeah,
I'll steal it.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, I'll tell you off camera.
Don't even write it.
I'll tell you off camera because if this idea gets out, I know it's one of you three, and then I'll come after you. All right, but they had the show on Adult Swim called USV SVU DDGE.
Oh yeah,
it sounds familiar, but I never saw it.
It's basically mocking procedurals.
Yeah.
And people, and I'm very self-aware. It's a little weird that my ass was watching old school Hawaii 5-0. It's my favorite shit. People have called me a 95-year-old man. Because you know what? I watch Blue Bloods. It's fine. I like Tom Selleck. He's my guy. Tom Selleck is my dude.
He still looks great.
Yeah, man. He still got the good. He got calves still. People forget, man. Tom Selleck was a hunk. Okay. Yeah, he was.
He was supposed to be Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I'm glad he wasn't.
Yeah, thank God. Because like no offense, he don't look like no archaeologist.
No.
No. He looks like an anthropology professor.
More like an Ian Malcolm, more than anything else.
He looks like a literary professor.
Yeah, like he's that guy that makes you want to change. Like he's gonna change your life by teaching you how to write an essay. You know what I mean? Like he's that guy. He says, "I'm gonna challenge you to be great, young man. Let's read this book together." He's not going out in the dirt. It's not happening. He's not jumping through the jungle.
Nazis. He's not.
Yeah, he's not Yeah, like Harrison Ford got that rugged American look.
Yeah.
You know what? He a carpenter. All right. Like no offense, Tom Selleck he ain't no carpenter.
Yeah.
Tom Selleck looks like he hires people to paint his house.
Yeah. It's the mustache. The mustache comes off more of like I go to parties.
Yeah, he's refined. He's that rich, like when you're like a new rich person, and like you see him, and he's that old money, right? But then you realize like you ask like, "Hey man, what's your job, bro?" And he's like, "I'm a doctor." And you're like, "Why do you have a mansion?" It's because I got investments. And I'm like, "What?" It's like, "What kind of doctor are you?" He's like, "I do surgery." He's like, "So what's surgery?" "I just do surgery." He's like, "Why are you in a neighborhood with a gated fence? And why are you with a bunch of millionaires? I'm confused here. Why are you here?" He's that type of guy. That's who he is. That's who Tom Selleck is. Shout out to Tom Selleck and his calves and his Ferrari and a Magnum PI. Magnum PI was great. Yeah, I went on a binge of old school TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
Miami Vice was awesome.
The thing is, like, when you go back and you rewatch some episodes of Miami Vice, you start going, wait a minute, there's John Leguizamo.
Everybody was there.
Everyone.
Jimmy Smith played a crack dealer. Yeah. It's a crack dealer. I'm like, wait. The future president of the United States? The West Wing. I do. Yep. Yeah. See, Adelia, another one of your favorite programs that I watched, Adelia.
Did you ever finish it?
No.
It's a long show.
A long show, and it's very wordy, but it's fantastic.
I watched The American President.
I still haven't seen
That's a good one.
The only reason I watched it is that
I watched the the deep impact to the Armageddon. I watched Dave, but I didn't watch American President.
Oh, okay.
I watched Dead Presidents.
That's a great movie, yo.
It's so good.
Yo, man. Oh, man, that movie's awesome. Yeah. I'll say is this, man. It's been fun talking to you. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Where can people find you guys?
You go first. Ladies first.
Nowhere. You can't find me anywhere. I don't do anything. All I do is play Tears of the Kingdom all day. I still have a Twitter. And I have an Instagram, but it's only because he sends me cute things of puppies. And the only way to look at them is if you have an Instagram. So you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and technically Letterboxd too, which he made me drag my ass back to, at JK Meme Queen. Jen Kempe, JK Meme Queen. That's it. But I don't do anything. He does cool stuff.
Garth, you were late, so zip it. If you actually hear the entire show. No, wait, no, it's not nice what he said. Now it's even. Andres.
Also, everybody in the chat, thank you so much for popping up. We had PLD pop up. We had Garth. We had Late to the Party, who was here last week. No, thank you guys so much for popping in.
What an amazing group of people. I love Late to the Party.
Yeah, I know.
Brandy, we had Kiwi Jess. We had lots of people.
And that's why we guy William Harrell. We miss you guys. Like these are all just wonderful people
Harrell,
here.
Man. Yeah. William Harrell's my dude. You know, I remember back in the day I made fun of William Harrell, and I thought that was gonna be the end of our relationship. Nah, didn't happen. Actually a great guy.
Your bond is strong.
Yeah. I've actually never heard him speak. Like I've never heard his voice.
You just picture the avatar talking.
But wasn't that like the weirdest thing about like getting to know everybody in this like group and in this setting?
That was always the funniest thing, meeting people in real life.
Yeah.
The funniest thing is you have no idea how tall people are until you see them in person. And the number one offender of that is Paige for Brody. I could put her in my pocket. She's so cute. Paige is our movie buddy now. We live actually really close to Paige, so every once in a while we go.
Oh, you know what? Before we leave, just realize this. Andres, what's it like moving to the East Coast, right?
I know, right?
Like I forgot to ask you this question, man. you spent like you said Reverly. Are you from Chicago? You said.
No, I'm technically from Connecticut. I lived there for 18 years. Moved out to Chicago for school, lived there for about 7, moved back to Connecticut to save up money to move out to LA. And then a certain nerd chronic, me and him became friends. And then his company had offered me a job out over in LA. And then literally they were just like, all right, so if we was to give you this job today, which was a Thursday, could you be at work on Monday morning? And I went, well, yeah, I could do it. So literally packed up all my shit in like literally 6 hours. Next morning, me and my dad, we were on a road trip all the way out to LA, and we got there at like Sunday at like 1 a.m. We got there.
Mm-hmm. And he went to work. Yeah. And the lesson is always lie on your resume.
Yes.
Yeah. But going back to the East Coast, man, how was it? How's the adjustment? Because you moved to Boston. Moving to Massachusetts, you're not in Connecticut no more. Connecticut's a very nice and peaceful area.
A little hoity-toity, not gonna lie.
Yeah, a little hoity-toity.
Not gonna lie.
I heard that Greenwich, I think Greenwich, Connecticut is the highest per capita income in America.
That sounds right.
Yeah. So it's where Vince McMahon lives, and his, so it's pretty rich. Okay.
It's pretty rich, but
like any other place, there's levels, but there is like that's
I grew up on the south side.
That's WASP Central, so there are big.
There's always a hood.
Family, old.
There's always a hood. There's always a hood to everywhere. Because
he's adjusting very well.
Yeah, no, it's been like it's like during the first couple of days that I was here, I was just like, wow, it feels like home. Like it felt like that home that I've been missing for so long. I mean, LA is great, Chicago is great, but nothing compares to like seeing the seasons change out here, or just even the smell of the air.
He's lucked out. We haven't had like a nor'easter since he's been here yet. Like we got here on March 1st, so he didn't really have winter yet. So ask him again in a couple of months, and we'll see how he's doing. But he came to visit for my birthday the year before we officially moved in. And my parents, my mom was like apologizing because she's like he came, my birthday's in March, so you never know New England weather what it's going to be like. And like at the time it was just dry and cold and the trees were all dead and it looked like the witch. Like it just looked like the witch. And my mom was like, I'm so sorry, it's not pretty. And he was like loving every minute of it. Wasn't wearing a jacket because he doesn't he lived in California for a really long time, You would think that he'd get cold, but no, you live in Chicago, so the Chicago blood is strong.
Oh yeah,
that's really what it is. So yeah, so he's doing very well.
I could walk outside in like 0-degree weather wearing
it. Kills me every time he does it because I'm from here and I'm still like, I need a coat, but he's like, I'm hot. But it's really funny though because his just reaction to being able to see animals outside.
Yeah.
Like the first day he goes, oh my God. I'm like, what? He's like, there's a bird. It was just a robin outside. Okay. It was just a robin. Okay. They're everywhere. But like, to be fair though, we do have like, we're not like in the sticks, but we do have like trees and stuff around our condo complex. So we have a gang of turkeys. We have a million bunnies outside that Brody loves to chase every night. But the other day we had a deer was being chased by a coyote and that was new. So I didn't think there were deer around here. So he's having fun.
Yeah, the coyotes followed from freaking Burbank.
Yeah, because he's used to coyotes. I was on the phone with him before walking our friends' dogs and stuff, and he was like, I gotta go with this coyote. I was like, yeah, you can focus on that. That's fine.
I have to go. This coyote is following us right now. And then immediately I go down my Rolodex on my phone. I'm like, Collins, get your guys off my ass right now.
Raccoons?
No, coyote.
Adam Collins, the coyote.
Mm-hmm.
Which
I was asking, have y'all seen raccoons?
Oh no.
We did see a possum though.
Yeah.
We saw a possum.
Okay.
I've not seen a raccoon.
No, I got your Adam Collins comment, Andres.
Yeah.
I know what you meant.
Oh yeah.
I got you.
They came. They stayed with us. It was fun.
Yeah. Yeah. They left us a huge bottle of tequila.
Good people.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Good
They
people.
left us a bottle of tequila. We haven't finished it yet.
Good man, that Adam Collins. Adam Collins, he once asked him to host a anniversary stream, and he was delightfully. He accepted. I appreciate Adam Collins a lot because Adam Collins, for the record, was a fan of us before we were a fan of him. So boom, take that.
There you go.
Take that.
Now it all
Take that
comes together.
schmo down. And you know what, Garth? You happy now, Garth? They talked all the time about themselves. You happy now? And that's for you. All right, sorry. All right, sorry.
Yeah, nice. He's going to show us Brody.
Yeah,
Brody.
now you want to see it. See, Garth. Yeah, I'm extending the show for you, Garth. I'm extending the show for you. Where's the dog?
Come on, buddy.
I hope you're doing better today, Garth.
I actually do hope you're doing better. Too,
Oh
Garth.
yeah, Garth.
I hope you're good.
Seriously,
Hope you're
buddy,
good.
we're always pulling for you out here, man.
Here's our baby.
Yeah, look at him.
Yeah, you want to say hi to
All right.
Look at him. Look at
So,
him.
Andres, finish. Where can people find you?
Yes, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram as Gallegos. You can also find me on Threads now as
You actually
Gallegos.
on Threads? I haven't done it yet. But I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'm on Threads. And then
You're gonna
you
need
can
a bigger
also-
show.
Yeah, and then you can also find me on the High Voltage Media channel on YouTube. We just put out a retrospective on the Texas Chainsaw remake versus the original, and because today is Texas Chainsaw Day, August 18th, boom.
You were playing the game earlier.
I was playing the game. It's so much
Thing.
fun. It's so
The
great.
thing? I didn't know that.
And you can also find me every other week chatting about movies with my wonderful co-hosts Nancy Rodriguez and Tom Chattelbash on Film on Tap on the Tom Chattelbash YouTube page. And I think that's pretty much where you can find me. Yeah. And you can
All right.
He
Where
does
you do-
stuff. I don't do stuff. I'm boring.
Yeah, she's a secret agent, guys. Me and Justin got down to the bottom of this when we first interviewed her. Adelia, where can people find you?
You can find me on the Let's Get Ready Network, the Highlights channel, every Tuesday, 3 p.m. Pacific, hosting starting 11 with our buddy Snark, talking about the English Premier League soccer. New episode coming up this week. Should be an interesting one. Of course, here every Friday night, 8 p.m. Pacific on the Open Table with Ferris. Ferris, where can people find you?
Find me every Friday, 3 o'clock on the Let's Get Ready Network, the Highlights YouTube channel, 3 p.m. Pacific. Good Friends, Better Rivals, where we talk American football. Me and Caleb, we talk New York Giants, Dallas Cowboys, and all NFC East, as well as every Friday. Boo you, Jen. Every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific. The Open Table. Guys, thank you so much for joining us for our weekly dinner party. We invite you. Next week, we will be joined by another duo, phenomenal duo. Lunch Break Hot Take, our very own collaborators, phenomenal people. I actually met them in person for the first time ever a couple weeks ago when I flew to Baltimore. And I hung out in Baltimore. It was pretty nice. But you know, I learned that I need some drugs to survive the flight. So I'm gonna start taking
Don't we
some.
all?
Yeah, I'm not talking about like hard drugs. I'm not talking about crack. I'm talking about like Dramamine. All right, you know what I mean. So there's that.
Talking about the drugs that make you see the cartoons.
Don't worry, the FBI is on their way to your house. It's okay.
Okay, that's good. That's good. But on that note, everyone, thank you guys so much for joining us. Have a wonderful time, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Take care.